Então, oi, boa tarde, pessoal, tudo bem? Hoje nós estamos com a professora Nicola, para falar um pouco sobre a experiência dela em marketing digital. E ela tem um currículo bem extenso, bem interessante. Ela já deu aula em vários países, tem um diploma muito interessante, realmente, várias universidades. E a Carol da University of West Scotland está aqui com a gente também. Carol, você quer falar alguma coisa?
Olá, boa tarde a todos. Vamos fazer essa aula com a professora Nicola, da nossa universidade. Espero que todos gostem e qualquer coisa a gente nós estamos à disposição aqui.
Então, pessoal, fiquem com a prof. Nicola, it's yours.
It's mine, thank you. All
Yeah.
right, okay. All right, greetings everyone. I hope you're well. I will be presenting your lecture tonight. So, the topic for tonight, or the aims for the session, are to define marketing and its role, to look at market segmentation and market research, to look at the marketing mix and the product life cycle, to discuss what a product portfolio is, and to consider digital marketing. So as you can see, it's a marketing session. It's taken from what we would normally present at the university. Probably slightly less detail than you would get in a university lecture, given it's a bit shorter time. All right, so first of all, we need to define marketing and its role in a business. All right, so right back to basics. What is a market? And that lovely photo there is from Covent Garden in London, one of the famous tourist sites in London. A market is where buyers and sellers meet to exchange goods and services for money. All right. So it could be a market like the one shown in the picture where people meet in person, or it could also be an online market. We talk about goods and services. Goods are physical things that we can see and touch that we buy, like the clothing that you can see in that picture, or it might be services, something that a lawyer or an accountant provides. So we have some examples of who sells in the following markets. I've tried to find some brand names from your country. So if we think about the different businesses, you will see these names as you're out every day in the streets leading your everyday life. So Havaianas, I believe that is a very popular brand in your country for footwear. Housing, all right, where do we go when we want to buy and sell a house? We have two ends of the market. We have Century 21, or we have the really high end of the market with Sotheby's. Food market, Sainsbury's, maybe you've heard of it if you've been to the UK. It's a very large chain of supermarkets in the UK. There's the holiday market with TUI. Car market,
Excuse me,
Audi.
Nicola, are you sharing slides? Because we can see them. We can see it.
Okay, I've lost, you can't see the slides. I'm so sorry. All right, I've lost the ability
That's okay.
I've lost the ability to share. All right. I don't have the ability to share. I think someone else has taken over Zoom from me and I've lost control.
You're supposed to be able to share it.
I know, but I can't now. I'll just try. Yeah, someone else has taken over control and I can't share anything. I've lost the ability to control Zoom. Hang on. Okay, I've got it there. All right, sorry about that. All right.
Okay, there we go. Thank you.
Sorry about that. Thank you. All right, so that was the market that I was referring to in Covent Garden. All right, so we're looking at different sellers of different products. some of which you would be familiar with in your country in Brazil, some of them you might not be with. Newspaper market. So we have a range of newspapers that you can either buy a paper copy or you can buy online. Fast food market, we all know McDonald's. Computers, I am sure you've heard of the brand Dell. Samsung, very popular phone brand, and public transport. So in London, we have TfL, which is Transport for London. Are there any other local examples that you would like to add to my list? Any names of any popular sellers within these particular types of markets? How we classify products? Any names anyone would like to contribute? Feel free to give me some suggestions, people.
Starbucks. Everyone knows
Starbucks, of
Starbucks.
course. Yes, that would fit nicely in the food market. Food or fast food, do you think?
I think it's fast food, right?
Yes, it's fast food, I'd say. All right, let's continue. So what is marketing? Okay, so marketing is how an organization communicates with a potential buyer, basically yourself. Okay, so organizations with a strong marketing strategy are going to have better communication with their customers. And every different type of organization that you will find in the world will have different marketing needs. So what is the role of marketing? How does it help a business? It increases or maintains an organization's market share. So when we say market share, we're talking how much money does the particular company make out of all the money that is made by selling a particular product. It raises awareness of products and or services on offer. So people know what a particular company sells. You could identify a gap in the market. So when we talk about a gap in the market, it's a product or a service that is not yet being sold or not being sold to its maximum. So it allows the development of new products. If you have a successful marketing function, you can identify what your competitors are offering. It's very important to know what your competitors are offering because you want to be able to do better than them in all areas of their products. It will help you target new customers. Obviously, you need to keep your business fresh, so you need to look for new customers. And you obviously need to keep your existing customers. If your existing customers are unhappy and they leave, you are going to have problems attracting new customers as well, as you are obviously not doing something very well in your business. So marketing is an essential role in an organization. Let's look at market segmentation and market research in a bit more detail. So market segmentation is breaking the market down into 4 different types so we can understand our customers, and we can break it down into 4 different ways: demographics, geographic, psychographics, and behavioral. If we talk about demographics, what age are our customers? What race are they? Gender, are they male or female customers mainly? Are they married, single? What do they buy? Occupation, are they teachers? Are they doctors? What is their occupation? What is their education and income? Importantly, we need to know what our customers' income is. Can they afford the products that we want to sell them? Or do we need to be trying to sell in a different area? Geographic, physically, where are our customers? Okay, is it a local community or is it broader than that? Is it a region, a whole country, or a group of countries? Psychographics, we look at people's lifestyles. Do they lead sporty lifestyles? Do they like going to the theatre? What is their day-to-day life like? Are we going to be targeting them appropriately? Personality and values. What do they value in their life, and will our brand match with what they value? And behavioural. what is the occasion that they're buying this product for? Okay, so it could be something for the house, for entertaining. What is their status and loyalty status? A lot of brands have loyalty programs. How are we going to get that to work with our customer? We want to target consumers who are most likely to want to buy the product. And so we refer to them as consumers. It's a marketing term. We want customers who want our products. We're not going to target everyone in the market. It's not strategic. It's not a sensible use of our time or our energy or our money. So we look at our consumers and we divide them into the benefits they want from the product or the purchase. We look at how much they are willing to pay for what they are getting. The media they see. Do they see our products on TV? Do they hear about them on the radio? Maybe they're advertised in newspapers, magazines, or online. Online, of course, is obviously one of the big growth areas. We also want to look at the time and place they buy. Do they place all their orders online at night time? Do they like going to the shops? So all of these different factors need to be studied for when we target our customers. Let's have a look at an example, and we're going to consider the car market. So I think if you think about the cars that you see on the road in your country, you will see that there are many different types of cars for different purposes. So if we look at the top of the slide, the first one, just getting around, okay? So we don't really worry too much about the type of car that we have. We need to get to work. We need to take the kids to sport. Maybe you want to go and see friends at the weekend. You're not too worried about the type of car. If you're a family, obviously you're going to need a car that's going to be big enough for your 2, 3, 4, 5 children that you might have. You might want to take the grandparents in the car. So you're going to need a larger car than, say, a single person. If you're someone who said, I've made it, all right, I've made it means that you are really successful. You want a car that's going to show people that you have done very well. Maybe you want a Mercedes, maybe you want a Rolls Royce, who knows? But you want a car that shows that you have done very well in your work life. For the environmentally conscious consumers, maybe you'll choose to buy an electric car rather than spending money on a car that runs on petrol or gas. Okay, so for every different type of consumer, you could find a different type of car. Some families are so big that they need a second family car, and I know my sister falls into that category. They have 2 family cars, and now the children are buying their own cars as well. Mum takes one car, Dad takes the other car, and they drive the children to their sporting activities and to see their friends. Maybe quality is important to you, so you might choose a different brand from some of the other brands. Off-roaders, if you like heading out on the weekend, if you like driving out in the country or driving on the beach, you'll get a car that's more suited for that purpose than someone who just needs to go to the shop. All right, so it's really important to know what type of customers we have so we offer them the right type of product. It doesn't necessarily mean that we offer all customers the same products, though. We need to check what we have. Again, we can categorize supermarkets and the types of shoppers in a supermarket. This is UK focused, but obviously you may see some similarities where you are. You've got your fast and furious customer at the top. They just want to get into the supermarket, buy what they need, and get out straight away. They don't have time to look at everything in all the different aisles. You have your budget-conscious consumer. Maybe they will buy the home brands, the supermarket brand, or they will look for things that are on sale. They might take a bit longer in the store comparing all the different prices. Your customers who want a day out, go to the supermarket, see what's there, and then I'll go to the shopping mall and I'll spend some time in the shopping mall. I have a coffee in the mall. You're going to make it a nice day. It's not just going to be something, not a chore, not something you have to do. Customers who like gourmet food. So you may decide that you are going to have different levels of supermarket depending on the type of product that you want to offer your customers. You may have more expensive products. You may offer products from different countries. You may offer specialist products from your country. Smart shoppers, all right, they compare prices, they compare quality. Here we go again. That's probably mum or dad doing the weekly food shopping. Okay, they have their list of products that they buy regularly, or the variety seekers. It depends. I bought that brand last week, I'll buy this brand this week. They're looking for a wide variety of products in the supermarket. So we segment markets in many different ways. What are the benefits of doing this? So products can be changed to suit different markets. Marketing can be targeted towards specific markets, and that reduces costs. And I will give you a small example. I used to teach in the Middle East, and they had specific washing products for the black abayas that the women used to wear. So they were marketed differently, but it was the same product that I could buy in the UK just to wash my dark clothes, but they targeted the market to suit the local audience. Gaps in the market, as we talked about earlier. What can we sell our customers that's not already on offer? You can also set prices that are appropriate for the local conditions. If your price is too expensive, if your competitors are cheaper, you're going to have a problem, you're going to lose market share. And the product can be sold in an appropriate place. You want to sell it in the right type of shop so that you get your target customer. So why is market research so important? So to make marketing effective, organisations need information about what customers want, what their competitors are, and what the market demands generally. So the market is all the customers. This information obviously needs to be up to date and relevant, as there can be constant changes in technology, which I'm sure we all know about. Consumer tastes. So as a consumer, you might buy different products, okay? Maybe you've seen some advertising on TV, or you went to the movies, something was being advertised to you. You want to buy something different because you've been influenced by what you've seen around you, or maybe your friends have suggested a new product. Okay, product ranges and competitors. Competitors will always be bringing out new products or changing products or updating them, and economic conditions. So you may be aware that economic conditions are getting tougher in the UK at the moment. Prices are increasing because of the effects of the Ukrainian war. Okay, so prices are increasing. It's getting more difficult to get the money from the consumer. So you need to do your market research to decide what can our customers afford to buy in this changing environment. So what can market research do? It can help with identifying consumer wants and needs, all right? Consumer wants and needs are different, okay? A want is a choice, a need, it's a necessity, something like water, possibly. You can gain a more detailed understanding of consumers' needs. The more you know about your consumer, the better you can target your products to them. And it will also reduce the risk of products failing. You might introduce a new product to the market and then people decide that they don't want to buy it. Maybe you have not done enough research about the type of products that people want. Maybe there are too many competitors in the market already. So market research protects you as a retailer or as a supplier of goods. And you can forecast future trends. So we don't just look at what's happening in the market now, we look at what might happen in the future. Again, that's very important for business planning. There are different ways of carrying out market research, so that's our methods of market research. we have what we call our field research or primary research, and this is collected by the business themselves through surveys, and they can be postal or telephone, or maybe interviews with customers or questionnaires. And these questionnaires and interviews can be very detailed. I remember being interviewed once a few years ago, and I think they spent an hour asking me lots and lots of different questions about the different types of products that I buy, and they still send me questionnaires and ask me my opinions on different products and services. It can be what you can buy in the supermarket, it can be about banks, it's anything and everything that involves a consumer. We also have desk research, which we call secondary research. So that is information that another organisation has collected, and we review that information. It might be a report or statistics, numbers, basically data. It can come from the internet, it can come from magazines, or it might come from market research companies. Okay, so there are major companies worldwide that offer these services. They are experienced at dealing with customers and doing the research, finding out what customers want. Obviously, also the government does a lot of research. They need to monitor their economy and how the economy is running. Like anything, there are advantages and disadvantages of desk research and field research. So desk research, sitting in the office, reviewing everything that you can find on the internet or from other suppliers, it's going to be cheaper usually than sending lots of people out to interview people or sending out lots of questionnaires. The information is also readily available. It's already been collected. But one of the disadvantages, the information might not be up to date. It might not be specific to what you need in your company, or it might not be accurate. You're relying on other people. If it's field research, it's going to be up to date, which is obviously really important. And it's collected for the exact purpose required. That company knows what it needs, and it will design the questionnaires and the interviews to suit that. It's also not available to competitors, which is useful. It will give you a competitive advantage in the market. But all of this is going to come at a price. It's very costly to do all of this research, and it's going to take time. So you need to decide which research is appropriate for which purpose at which time. We move on to the marketing mix and the product life cycle. So the marketing mix, it's about studying our market. So if we are going to sell products effectively, an organisation must develop a strategy based on key elements. So a strategy is a little bit like a plan. So in the past, we only had the 4 Ps of marketing, but this has evolved to the 7 Ps. P because each item starts with the letter P, all right? So we used to only talk about the product, the price, the place, and the promotion. That has now been added to, and we talk about people, process, and physical evidence. Let's take a bit more of a look at this. All right, so our target market, as you can see by the circle in the middle, these are the customers that we would like. Okay, so, sorry. All right, so if we look at the price, we need to consider the penetration strategy. What price are we going to put on our product for us to get the share of the market that we want? Are we going to sell it at cost plus a marker, or are we going to do it as a loss leader? If it's a loss leader, we may not be making much money on it, but our product will become known in the market. If we think about promotion, advertising, how are we going to advertise our product? Are we just going to do promotions in the supermarket? Are we going to advertise it online? What are the different ways that we can tell our potential customers about it? Recommendations. We all know that if someone suggests buy that product, you will, because your friend said it's good, so it must be good. Maybe you will provide special offers. If you buy one, you might get one free or a gift with purchase. Okay, so if you like buying makeup, sometimes you'll get an extra gift from the supplier or from the shop that you're buying it from. Also, user testing. If you give samples to people when they purchase, they try the sample. I like this. I think I'll buy some next time I go to the supermarket. People, you need to consider the people in your organisation, the people who started the company, your employees, the company culture and customer service. So it's all aspects of a business. If you have happy employees, they will provide better service to the customers, which is what you want. Corporate culture, what type of culture do you have in your office? Is it going to match with the target audience, your customers? And your customer service. Do you provide excellent customer service to your customers? Are you known for providing excellent customer service? We have to consider the process, okay, right from getting the stock out to the customers and everything else that's involved. So service delivery, if someone needs a product fixed, do we fix it on time? If someone complains, how do we deal with complaints from customers? Do we just ignore them? Do we tell them that we'll fix it in a few days and not really worry about it? Or do we give them a guaranteed fixed time? Do we give them a guarantee with the product? That's also links in with response time. The more you service your customers, the more you help your customers, the more you will be remembered as a business. Physical evidence, user stories. What feedback do we get from our customers about how they have experienced our business? Again, it's that idea of recommendations that we have with promotion. Our office premises, they say a lot about our company. All right, so if you think of some of the major corporate businesses in your city, it says a lot about the type of business you are. It's your image. And a buzz, all right? A buzz is when you're creating excitement about your product. If there's excitement about your product, people are clearly interested in buying it. The product itself, obviously, you have to have the right product. Has it been well designed? Does the technology work properly? Usability, how user-friendly is it? Is it easy to use, difficult to use? Do you need much training? Do you need to read a manual? Is it useful? If it's not useful, will people want to buy the product? Maybe it's a pharmaceutical product. It solves pain, or it might just solve a problem that you have. You want your products to be good value for money. Okay, if they're too expensive and people do not see any value in it, whatever that value might be, will they buy it? Probably not. Do you want to be known for selling quality products, or do you want to be known for selling cheap products that don't last very long? Brand, Nike, all of those that we know, Apple, Samsung. Okay, they tell us what the product is. People will buy brands because they stand for something. And a warranty. Are we going to give some after-sales service? All right, so if there's a problem with the product within a period of time, what are we going to do to guarantee that we will fix it? And the place. Where are we going to sell our products from? Okay, are we going to just sell them in a little local shop? Or are we going to be part of a prestigious shopping mall? Where are we going to be? Wholesale, there's a spelling mistake there too. How do we sell them? To the suppliers, okay? Do we sell them locally, or do we export our products to other countries? And do we advertise on the internet? So many different factors to take into consideration when we're working out how to sell our products. All right, so product is the most important element of the marketing mix. The product will determine what the price will be, how it's promoted, where it will be sold, how it is made and distributed, what the target market is, and how it is received by the market. When we say received by the market, do they think it's a good product, or is it something that they don't want to buy? The goods and services that a business offers must be what consumers want, obviously. But they also need to be willing and able to buy it, okay? So maybe you want to buy a Ferrari, but do you have enough money to buy the Ferrari, okay? So you need to be both willing and able to buy the product for that to be considered, okay? Both criteria need to be met. We have what we call a product life cycle, and it shows the progress of any one product over a period of time. So it says there are 4 stages. We've talked about 4 stages, but if you actually look at the example here, there are 5 stages. Some people consider the development stage part of the life cycle, so that's the very first section here. Some people consider it separately. So the introduction stage, when the product is first launched on the market. The growth stage, as we start selling more and more products. Maturity, it's been on the market for a while. Everyone knows it's there. The demand is stable. And then we have the decline stage. People are not so interested in the product. Maybe we're selling a different product that replaces it, or maybe some of our competitors are selling a different product. So we need to be able to study the sales and track the sales of our products. Let's look at this in more detail. The development stage. It's the starting point to the development of a new or improved product. Costs can be very high because you're trying to get your product just right for your consumer or customer. So if you think about Ford Mondeo, very popular car, it took 6 years and $6 billion for research and development, market research and startup costs such as setting up plants and machinery. So can you imagine 6 years to get a car ready before they could even sell the first car and $6 billion? Okay, it takes a long time to develop a major product like that. Your introduction stage, your product is launched onto the market. That's when you first start selling it. Costs for advertising are high. You want everyone to learn about that product. So you are going to be spending a lot of money on advertising. You want to make your consumers aware of the product, and you want to tempt them from your competitors. Okay, so maybe someone is selling something different, but you think your product is a bit better. But how are you going to do that? With lots of advertising, lots of marketing. Because it's new, the sales may be slow and you're not going to cover costs, but that's okay because you're expecting that and you will factor that into your budgeting and your business processes. Next, we have the growth stage. So your consumers, your customers, people are becoming aware of the product and sales increase. People are starting to know that that car exists, the Ford Mondeo. It's not a bad car, all right? So sales start increasing. It's been priced just right for its market, and the product starts to become profitable for the business. So we're covering our costs. Really important that you cover your costs in a business, but as you can see, it takes a while for that to happen. Maturity stage, the sales reach their peak. Advertising costs reduce. The product is fully established in the market. We don't need to advertise it so much because people are aware of it. We do a little bit of advertising just to maintain sales at that level that they already are. The decline stage. So eventually nearly all products reach this stage. Maybe not some, you've got the occasional product like Coca-Cola, that will always be in the market. The sales and profits will start to fall and the organisation's new replacement products should be at the growth stage. So the business will be planning what products can replace their products that people don't want so much. Life cycles are becoming shorter, especially in industries that are based on technology. All right, so we know that new technology is always being developed. And so the product life cycle is getting shorter and shorter, especially with production being so technologically based now too. We next need to consider the product portfolio. And the product portfolio looks at what organisations produce, and many organisations produce a range of products that are similar. All right, think of Nike, all their different sporting products. So the product portfolio is the collection of all the products or services that are offered by a particular organisation. What are the benefits to having this product portfolio? It spreads the risk. So if one of your products fails, it's not successful, it's not popular in the market, you have another product that you can sell. It will take its place. Okay, existing customers are going to be willing to try new products that are similar. So if you know that it's produced by a company that you like, you're going to be more willing to try that product because it's like a recommendation. If you're only selling one product, you might not bring in enough revenue or enough money to keep the organisation going. Okay, so you obviously want to have enough products to make you enough money. But if you are selling too many different products, there could be a risk that if one product fails, it's going to tarnish or harm the reputation of the whole organisation and all of its products. So you don't want to be too diverse either, because then you won't become an expert in the development of your product. So there's a balance between the type of products that you're going to offer, a balance in the range. Product portfolio and portfolio analysis. All right, so we need to analyze the products that we're selling and how they're performing. So firms that have just a few items in their product portfolio, or who have all their products at the same stage in the product life cycle, are in a dangerous position. We're vulnerable to things not succeeding. Okay, so if we don't have many items, if they're not selling well, we're not going to be making the cash. If they're all at the same stage in the product life cycle with nothing to replace them as they are nearing the end of their life cycle, we're not going to have anything to sell as a company. Not a good position to be in. So if you're going to be considering that, you might broaden your product range. You might add more products to what you are offering your customer. Most companies have a product portfolio, so the business will need to analyse the overall position of the whole portfolio. They'll need to consider what they're offering with respect to what else is being offered in the market. How do we analyse our products in our market? We can use a tool called the Boston Matrix, which was developed by the Boston Consulting Group. They're a firm of management consultants. So if we look at the little matrix on the right, first of all, you can see 4 different categories. Across the top, we have the relative market share. How much of the market are we selling to? Okay, are we selling to most of the consumers or some of them? Okay, and how quickly is the market growing? So if you look at these and match them, high growth rate, high market share, it's a star. All right, low market share, high growth rate, question mark, what's happening here? Will we continue? A low market growth rate, but a high share of the market, cash cows. If it's a cash cow, it's making you lots of money. And dogs, okay, a low growth rate and a low market share. So this Boston Matrix, it plots the position of a product in terms of its market share and the relative growth of the market. It's a nice simple matrix, it's very clear. So the products get the names according to the quadrant they are on, which we have just seen. Problem children or question mark products have a low market share and fast-growing products. So if you want to consider some of the possible products in those areas, a cash cow, your Coke, all right, Coca-Cola, all right? It's always going to be sold. It will bring you a lot of money. If you're into Apple products, your MacBook, okay? Apple keeps selling it because it's a very popular product, okay? Question marks, Apple TV, it hasn't been so successful. Obviously, Netflix is a strong competitor. If we keep considering Apple, the iPhone, it's the star. It's got a high market growth rate and a high relative market share. The dog is the iPod. It just hasn't been that successful, and there are other products on the market. Digital marketing. Okay, so this is the future of marketing. If we're going to talk about digital marketing, we need to consider what is ICT and how it is used in marketing. So ICT is short for Information Communication Technology. So it refers to the technology used to handle communication and computers. We use this in many different ways to market our services or our products through mobile devices, websites, and social media. We want our marketing to be successful, so we must look at who uses which type of technology. So we review our technology use by market segment, and we talked about this market segment earlier on, so I won't talk too much about that again, okay? This is a really interesting slide. It looks at mobile and social adoption by generation, all right? So when we talk about generation, we're talking about the age of our customers, and we group our customers and give them different names, all right? So the youngest customers at the moment are the millennials. So back in 2019, the millennials were people the ages 23 to 38. Gen Xers, so Generation X, they were the people aged 39 to 54. Baby boomers, after the war, Second World War, they're people 55 to 73. Obviously, these ages are slightly adjusted for the further time. And the silents, the grandparents of the world, 74 to 91, but they are still worth studying in terms of their purchasing power. They might have a lot of money. All right, so if we look at who owns a smartphone, you can see that people of all ages own smartphones. You might be surprised. Maybe your grandparents or your parents use a smartphone, maybe they don't. But 40%, okay, 40% of those silents own a smartphone. Who owns a tablet? All right, about half the market, 53%, slightly less when you get to the older people. And who uses social media? Okay, so you can see that people of all ages use social media. Obviously, the younger people are more tech savvy and they are the highest participants in all categories. I don't think there's much between those two ages there. All right, so this is an overview of internet use. It might be quite surprising. So this is taken from January 2022. There are 4.95 billion users of the internet worldwide, which is a lot of people. All right, so as a percentage of the total world's population, 62% of the world's population use the internet. Quite high, all right? So, and it's increasing every year. Okay, it's still increasing how many people use the internet. How much time do we spend on the internet every day? 6 hours and 58 minutes, almost as long as some of us sleep or work for. And how many people access the internet with their mobile phones? 92.1%. Okay, some really interesting statistics. It will guide an organisation in its marketing strategy accessing information like this. Hootsuite provide lots of really interesting information about technology use. So we need to consider marketing technologies, all right? So we've got 3 different categories of marketing technology that we talk about. We've got our internal technology, and that is what we use to manage and analyse our marketing operations. such as analytics, SEO auditing, and SEO auditing is our search engine operations, competitive intelligence, and social media monitoring. Okay, social media monitoring, we want to know what's happening in the marketing world. Okay, what is our technology doing? Where are people using social media? How are they using it? External technology, that includes the platforms we use to reach our audience and deliver our content. Websites, ads, landing pages, email campaigns, and apps of all kinds. And our product technology, what are the features that are built into your products and services which directly feed into your marketing ecosystem? What are the social sharing features? What are the location features with GPS? So all of these technologies are available to a business to use. Mobile devices, and you might think, why are we talking about mobile devices? Why do we need to consider this? We all have mobile phones. I think we need to consider where we were 10, 15, 20 years ago and the development of these devices to see how significant they are and how much change they've brought about in terms of marketing. So the mobile devices that we consider, the smartphones, the apps that you can use on your smartphones, your QR codes, and your messaging or your text services. Smartphones, we know what they are, we use them, but sometimes I think it's good just to stop and actually think how they work. So they are a personal computer, all right? They're a very small personal computer, but they are very effective. 30 years ago, didn't exist, all right, or didn't exist in this nice compact format that we have now. High-speed access to the internet. Most people would consider that critical nowadays. Built-in Bluetooth, satellite navigation. It's got a touch screen, so it's very user-friendly. And it has the graphical interface, so you can type on the keyboards and use icons. So obviously we know that very young children use them to very old people. Apps, thousands and thousands. So it's short for application and it refers to any type of computer program, but the term app is associated with the software that runs on smartphones or tablets. I'm sure you're quite familiar with apps. It allows you to tap on them and then it takes you to the internet or it runs a piece of software for you. The most popular apps are games, as you would know, news, weather, and social networks. Basic apps are always on phones when you buy them. They're pre-stored. On phones and tablets, you've got your browsers like Google, calendars, email, and chat software. But many more are available at free or local cost. Again, we just didn't have this range of apps when we first started using mobile technology. QR codes. So they are machine-readable barcodes. Little black squares arranged in a grid on a white background. I'm sure you're all familiar with them, and they can be read by a camera. Once you scan it, you're taken straight to a brand's website, and it's quicker than typing a URL or a web link. It's got greater storage capacity than a normal barcode. So you may be familiar with the barcodes, which are just the horizontal black lines in a little square. In the past, we used them for product tracking, item identification, and document management. So when we wanted to check how much stock we had in the supermarket, for example, we used the barcode. So these have been developed significantly since the days of the barcode, and it can store large amounts of information. Again, as I said earlier, look at the history of these, look at how it's developed over the last few years. Then you'll understand why it's such a significant development. We have SMS messaging, text messaging. You can send a short message. In the past, when I was growing up, the only way you could send a message was either pick up the phone and call someone, send a letter. The letter might take 1 day to get there, 2 days, a week, a month. It depends whether you were sending it in your country to another country. So this has actually changed our communication significantly. Your phones offer predictive text. It makes it easier for you to type, all right? You can choose words, you don't have to type them. And your phones are smart enough to work out what words you type a lot, all right? Send pictures, small videos. You can communicate 24/7. In the past, we weren't able to do that unless we physically visited someone or just made a phone call from the home phone. Many different websites, all right, and we use all these different websites for online marketing, content marketing, email marketing, and your website design. We're running out of time, so I won't be spending too much more time on any of this. Online marketing. We promote our products and services on the internet through online advertising. There are banner IDs and adverts before or after content. I'm sure you've watched a video on YouTube, but you've had to wait for the ad before you do that. A lot of advertising on Instagram nowadays and Facebook. So search engine advertising offers a way to fine-tune an organization's website so they are ranked higher in the search list. All right, does your website have the information that people are wanting? If it does, then you will get higher in the search. It's low cost, it targets certain demographics and provides statistical results without spending too much money. But if you are selling things online, your customers cannot try the products before you purchase them. You will always find some customers who want to see the product, touch the product, feel the product. So if you're going to have a good online marketing business, you need a good returns policy. ASOS is a very popular chain in the UK, and that will attract your customers if you service them well. So nowadays, online marketing has outsold traditional marketing in recent years, so that's a huge change. Content marketing, there is a video there which we won't have time. So our content marketing is focused on creating, publishing and distributing content to a target audience online. It's educational. It's not about the products that we sell. So people ask questions on the internet via search engines like Google, and organizations want their website at the top of the list. So we can do that. We can have blogs on our websites. We can provide videos or real-time advisors that you can talk to. If you provide all this information for your customer will be more loyal to your brand. They're more likely to buy from you. Email marketing is a very popular way of communicating with our customers. So you want to add more customers to your subscriber list, okay? You keep that list of customers and you add to it, and you keep them up to date with events that your company is holding, offers and changes in the company generally. Website design is very important, okay? It's everything about the organization's website. It's the content, the way it looks and the way it works, all right? So how easy is it to find the information on the website? What images do we use? What graphics do we use? If your customer doesn't like the way the website looks or it doesn't perform quickly enough, they're not going to buy from you. They're just going to disappear. There'll be someone else that they can go to. So the website needs to meet the needs of the customers, has to appear on search engines near the top, and we don't want technical problems. Social media, I think we're all familiar with all of these different types of social media. We advertise our products through all of these. And last slide, I believe, elements of a digital marketing strategy, and we won't spend too much time on that. We want an engaging website, maximum impact. Our websites need to be responsive, up-to-date, represent the company well. Search engine optimization, which we referred to earlier, your website is optimized, okay? So your website is created so that it's running very well. It provides the right information at the right time. And so it's going to be at the top of the list when people are searching for information about products. Content marketing, Okay, creative and original content for brand awareness. So that's talking about your products in a way that's going to interest your customers. Email marketing, which we just talked about. All right, send emails to your customers. Social media marketing, how do you promote your brand? You promote it in a way that's going to attract everyone. Everyone uses social media nowadays, so you want to be marketing. I'm sure you've noticed how Instagram is doing a lot more promotions than it used to in the past. Okay, and pay-per-click, how do we get customers to our website? Maybe we will pay someone to put an ad on their website, okay? Google AdWords is a nice example of that. So that concludes tonight's lecture, everyone. Okay, a lot of information in that lecture. We'd probably go into some of that information in more detail when you come to lectures with us, but it is a nice overview of how we run our lectures. Thank you for your time, everyone. That is the end.
Thank you so much,
Thank you so
Nicola.
much, teacher.
Do you guys have any questions for Professor Nicola? Não. E aí, pessoal, alguma dúvida? Vocês estão tranquilos?
Thank you.
Okay, so as nobody has any questions, our students are really shy. Usually are very quiet. I'm glad that they at least say thank you or and bye, because usually they just keep on chat.
Please do feel free to ask questions. As we say, questions are good.
Yeah. Oh, Susie said that you did it just great in your explanation. You were
Very nice
really
class.
great. So,
Thank you, Susie.
okay. Thank you so much, Prof. Nicola.
I'll stay for a few minutes if anyone wants to answer questions.
Carol, quer falar alguma coisa? Queria agradecer você.
Obrigada a
Consegui esse
vocês.
tempinho.
Conseguimos a fazer a nossa primeira mock class, que bom. Estou muito
Sim.
feliz de deixar na UWS participar. Bom, once again, thank you very much, Nicola, for your mock class. It was very nice mock class.
Thank you.
Se alguém tiver alguma dúvida agora, não pode ter, mas depois, se quiser, pode mandar para a gente pode responder. Fiquem à vontade em consultar a gente também, junto com a Efígie. E obrigada a todos que participaram dessa mock class.
Então é isso, pessoal. Até a próxima. Um beijo para vocês. Bye, bye. Thank you, Nicola, once again.
Thank you, Nicola. Bye, bye.
See you again. Bye, bye.